with the OU. The dog always finds his way back.
Hello everyone, today I'm going to be doing my best impersonation of Mr. Flow and try to teach you guys how to do something in After Effects. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to do mask path tracking as used in my advertisement for the Moods, which is a kombucha drink I made for my Zenith project. So as you can see here, at the beginning of this clip, I use mask path tracking to get the little can design to follow an arc path before impacting and kind of creating this big explosion. So today I'm going to be teaching you this first little sequence, which doesn't necessarily have to be an arc. It can be squiggles and all sorts of lines, and you can get objects to follow those paths. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm going to teach you how to make arcs. So it's actually pretty straightforward. The first thing you want to do is create the shape layer with the path that we're going to use. So make sure you don't have anything selected here on the left. You're going to want to grab your pen tool, and we're going to create an arc. So the first point starts off screen in this top section. I'm going to click to create the first point. Then the second one kind of goes to the top up here. So I'm going to click and then drag with my mouse to create the curvature. And then the last point is going to be in the center. So I'm going to click and then drag up to give it the perfect curvature. So the next thing we're going to want to do is copy the path of this object so that we can apply it to whatever layer we're going to use. So the way you do that is you twirl down this arrow here, you go to Contents, Shape, and then twirl down Path 1, and you'll see this little path, you'll see this path thing right next to the keyframe. So what you're going to want to do is just copy, make sure you have path selected, and press Control-C. And now what that's going to do is it's essentially going to copy all the needed keyframes to create this path that we've made. So now what we're going to want to do is apply it to our shape layer. For the sake of this tutorial, I'm not going to use the can again. I'm going to actually use a missile because that's just one creative way that you can use this effect. So I'm going to scale it down to get it to a pretty small size like the can. And now what we're going to want to do is copy in those keyframes that we got from the shape layer onto this object. So we do that by pulling up position or by pressing P on the keyboard, and make sure you have it selected, and then you just press Control-V to paste in those keyframes, and there you go. So you'll notice we could scrub through it and it perfectly follows the path that we made. The first change I'm going to make, first of all, you don't need the shape layer anymore, so you can get off the pen tool and you can delete the shape layer. It served its purpose. The first thing I want to do is make this transition a little bit faster. So like that. And then also I'm going to click on these two keyframes and give it, make them Bezier keyframes by pressing F9, just to give it a velocity instead of having it be linear. So there you go. You can see it kind of speeds up at the start and then slows down at the end. So now you'll notice that the missile stays vertical the entire time. It doesn't rotate with the path. So we're going to have to manually keyframe that ourselves. So you do that by pressing R on your keyboard, Shift R, to get it to come up with position. And then you want to click the stopwatch to create the keyframe. The first one I'm going to do is actually going to be at this little middle point right here where it's at the top, at the maximum value. So try and line it up there. And then press the keyframe. And I'm going to rotate it to -90 degrees. And now that's the first keyframe. Now I'm going to go to the end here, and looks like that's going to be around -180 degrees to get it to be pointing towards the ground. And then lastly, I'm going to rotate it I'm going to kind of eye this one to that's about 38 degrees. So now you'll notice as it follows this path, it also rotates simultaneously. I am also going to make these Bezier keyframes just so they follow the same speed and velocity of the positioning. So now with that being done, the effect is officially completed. We have successfully tracked our object, the missile or the soda can or whatever you may use along this path, and using velocity, we've kind of made it look like it's being dropped. This effect has many practical implications. I hope you guys are able to put it to good use. And it is pretty straightforward, so I hope you're able to get it down. So thank you for watching. Take care.